Imagine a mother tells a child to take out the rubbish, take out the trash outside of the house. The child goes outside of the house to take the trash out, spends 80 or 100 years, comes back with 100 more rubbish bags or garbage bags. And the mother will ask, what was the purpose of you going outside to take out the trash? You came back with not just one bag, but hundreds of bags. We came into this world to remember Naam, to remove our filth, remove our homme, but instead we attach more and more filth to ourselves. So coming into this world, you had one job. That job was to remember Naam. Pyareo, but we didn't remember Naam. And those that don't, Pyareo, what is the point of them even coming into this world? It's like going grocery shopping and not buying anything. Pyareo, it's like going to the gym and not even working out. What was the point of going? Because the main purpose of going to these places is to attain what they offer us. In this world, we are offered the value of the Guru Sharan. Naam Sri Vaheguru Sahib Ji. Jinee Aisa har naam na Chetio, se kahe jag aaye Raam Raje. Eho maanas janam dulamb hai, naam bina birtha sab jaye. Hun vatay har naam na bijeo, agge ਭੁੱਖਾ kya khaye. Man mukha no phir janam hai, ਨਾਨਕ ਹਰ ਪਾਏ। ਸਲੋਕ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ। ਸਿਮਲ ਰੁਖ ਸਰਾਇਰਾ, ਅਤ ਦੀਰਘ ਅਤ ਮੁਚ। ਓਏ ਜੇ ਆਵਹਿ ਆਸ ਕਰ, ਜਾਹੇ ਨਿਰਾਸੇ ਕਿਤ। ਫਲ ਫਿੱਕੇ ਫੁੱਲ ਬਕ ਬਕੇ, ਕੰਮ ਨ ਆਵਹਿ ਪਤ। ਮਿੱਠਤ ਨੀਵੀਂ ਨਾਨਕਾ, ਗੁਣ ਚੰਗਿਆਈਆਂ ਤਤ। ਸਭ ਕੋ ਨਿਵੈ ਆਪ ਕਹੋ, ਪਰ ਕਹੋ ਨਿਵੈ ਨ ਕੋਏ। ਤਰ ਤਾਰਾਜੂ ਤੋਲੀਐ, ਨਿਵੈ ਸੋ ਗੌਰਾ ਹੋਏ। ਅਪਰਾਧੀ ਦੂਣਾ ਨਿਵੈ, ਜੋ ਹੰਤਾ ਮਿਰਗਾਹੇ। ਸੀਸ ਨਿਵਾਈਐ ਕਿਆ ਥੀਐ, ਜਾ ਹਿਰਦੈ ਕਸੁੱਧੇ ਜਾਹੇ। ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ। ਪੜ੍ਹ ਪੁਸਤਕ ਸੰਧਿਆ ਬਾਦੰ, ਸਿਲ ਪੂਜਸ ਬਗਲ ਸਮਾਦੰ। ਮੁਖ ਝੂਠ ਬਿਭੂਖਣ ਸਾਰੰ, ਤ੍ਰੈ ਪਾਲ ਤਿਹਾਲ ਵਿਚਾਰੰ। ਗਲ ਮਾਲਾ ਤਿਲਕ ਲਿਲਾਟੰ, ਦੋਇ ਧੋਤੀ ਬਸਤਰ ਕਪਾਟੰ। ਜੇ ਜਾਣਸ ਬ੍ਰਹਮੰ ਕਰਮੰ, ਸਭ ਫੋਕਟ ਨਿਸਚਉ ਕਰਮੰ। ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਨਿਹਚਉ ਧਿਆਵੈ, ਵਿਣ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਵਾਟ ਨ ਪਾਵੈ। ਪੌੜੀ। ਕੱਪੜ ਰੂਪ ਸੁਹਾਵਣਾ, ਛੜ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਅੰਦਰ ਜਾਵਣਾ। ਮੰਦਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਆਪਣਾ, ਆਪੇ ਹੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਪਾਵਣਾ। ਹੁਕਮ ਕੀਏ ਮਨ ਪਾਵਦੇ, ਰਾਹੇ ਭੀੜੈ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾਵਣਾ। ਨੰਗਾ ਦੋਜਕ ਚਾਲਿਆ, ਤਾ ਦਿਸੈ ਖਰਾ ਡਰਾਵਣਾ। ਕਰ ਔਗਣ ਪਛੋਤਾਵਣਾ। ਨੰਗਾ ਦੋਜਕ ਚਾਲਿਆ, ਤਾਂ ਦਿਸੈ ਖਰਾ ਡਰਾਵਣਾ। ਕਰ ਔਗਣ ਪਛੋਤਾਵਣਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Guru ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is explaining to us that in this world we do many acts, whether they're acts of crime or whether they're acts of righteousness or dharm. We try to do many things on this spiritual path, but many times we find we start off walking this path truthfully, but then we end up placing our mind in both boats, in the boat of the world and the boat of the Guru. And we end up being hypocritical. Sache Pacha here, they're explaining to us that those, they may appear to be great on the outside, but on the inside, they're full of filth. Baro nirmal jiyot mele, tini janam jua harya. Those people that are dressed great, they seem very pure and immaculate on the outside, but the reality is, but in their mind, it is hriday ko suddhe jahe, inside of their mind, it's just full of filth. So pyareo, before we begin this vichar, let's look into our lives and see that are we doing any actions which we will regret once this life is done. Many times we ask those that are a lot elder than us, and we say that when you were young, is there anything that you regret not doing Or is there anything that you regret doing? Pyareo, many will speak about the fun things that they did in life or the things that they wish they would have done while their body was young. But Pyareo, when we ask the saints, when we ask the Guru, they're saying that in this life, they wish they had focused more on Naam, even though they are great saints that had been reciting the Naam again and again. Pyareo, even when we ask those that have become one with God, they will say this, that I did recite Naam, I did connect to my Guru my entire life, but why didn't I connect more? Because the value of this Naam is invaluable. You cannot put a value to it. But those that don't remember this Naam, Pyareo, they will regret it in the end. So Pyareo, let's look at our life. We may or may not regret some of the fun things that we do in life, such as we didn't watch a certain movie, or we didn't end up going and traveling to this country, or we didn't end up attaining this sort of business deal, so we didn't make a breakthrough. Pyareo, these things are very small, but the reality is we won't really regret these. They're not our makes or breaks. But the one thing that will make or break our purpose of our life is whether we connected to Naam or we didn't. And that's what Guru Ramdas Ji here is explaining to us in the first Shabad that's read with these sloks and Pauriyan, along with the Maryada that's been going on since the time of Guru Ramdas Ji. Jinee Aisa har naam na Chetio, se kahe jag aaye Raam Raje. Those people that came into this world and that didn't even remember Naam. Pyareo, an analogy that I've given before. Imagine a mother tells a child to take out the rubbish, take out the trash outside of the house. The child goes outside of the house to take the trash out, spends 80 or 100 years, comes back with 100 more rubbish bags or garbage bags. And the mother will ask, what was the purpose of you going outside to take out the trash? You came back with not just one bag, but hundreds of bags. Pyareo, we came into this world to remember Naam, to remove our filth, remove our homme, but instead we attach more and more filth to ourselves. So coming into this world, you had one job. That job was to remember Naam. Pyareo, but we didn't remember Naam. And those that don't, Pyareo, what is the point of them even coming into this world? It's like going grocery shopping and not buying anything. Pyareo, it's like going to the gym and not even working out. What was the point of going? Because the main purpose of going to these places is to attain what they offer us. In this world, we are offered the value of the Guru Sharan. We are offered the value of falling at the feet of the Guru, so the Guru can shine this Naam inside of our heart, so we can become the form of God. Pyareo, kinne janma da ਆਪਾਂ ਮੈਲ ਚੱਕੀ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. How many lives and lives of filth are we carrying on top of our minds? But if we don't remember Naam, all of that will not go away. So what is the purpose of you attaining this हीरे जैसा जन्म है? प्यारे, we wasted away. कौडी बदले जाए, रैन गवाही सोए कहे, दिवस गवाया खाए. हीरे जैसा जन्म है, कौडी बदले जाए. प्यारे, don't waste this life. This life, मानस जन्म दुलंभ है. It is very, very valuable, very, very rare, and very difficult to attain. Jinee Aisa har naam na Chetio, se kahe jag aaye Raam Raje. Yeh manas janam dulamb hai, naam bina birtha sab jaye. This human life is very difficult to obtain. It is like a jewel. But if you don't recite Naam and enshrine Naam inside of your heart, Pyareo, then what is the purpose of your life? Pyareo, we read in Bani, जिन हर हृदय नाम न बस्यो तिन मात कीजिए हर बांझा. That heart that does not enshrine Naam or the love of the Guru inside of its heart, what is the purpose of that person being born through the mother's womb? Pyareo, this is not condemning the mother's strength and the mother's power to be able to give birth into this world. No, this is saying that, oh mother, why did you go through so much difficulty and pain of giving birth to this child of yours? Because they didn't even do what they were meant to be doing in this world. Maat kije har banja. Why did they come into this world? It would have been better that you didn't even give birth. It would have been better that you weren't able to give birth, because that person that came into this world, they didn't do anything better for this world. Instead, they just created more crime, more Nindya, Chugli, spread more lust, spread more anger, spread more negativity. That's all they did in this world, Pyareo. These are very hard buttons to listen to. जननी जनै तो भगत जन कै दाता कै सूर नहीं तो जननी बांझ रह काहे गवावे नूर. If a mother is to give birth, if she is to go through all the pain and labor to give birth to a child, she should give birth to one of these three things. Either a bhagat, a devotee, beloved of God, or a data, somebody that is a great donator, a great charitable person that does great stuff for the community, helps the community, brings them together and spreads love. Or she should give birth to a surma, somebody that is a great warrior, has great strength so they can go out and fight for righteousness. If it's not a devotee of God, not a data, not a charitable person, or a great warrior that is fighting with valor and honor for righteousness, what is the purpose of the mother even giving birth? Because the child that's coming into this world, they're not even connecting to the truth, the purpose of this life. Bhai Parapat, Manak de Huriya, Gobind Milan ki eh teri bariya. Avar kaaj tera kita nakam. Milisad Sangat Paj, Keval Naam. All other acts, they are meaningless. They mean absolutely nothing. So if you're going to attach to something, if you're going to do something in this world, connect to Naam. That is why you are here. Manas Janam Dulamb hai, Naam bina birtha jai sab jai. Without Naam, birtha meaning complete waste. It goes to waste. Hun vattay har naam na bijeo agge pukha kya khai. Hun vattay. Now is the season. Now is that time to plant the seed. Pero Naam is like a seed which you plant and then you take care of it and you grow it. Plant the seed of Naam. Har naam na bijeo. Pero but those that do not plant the seed in this season, in this human life that you have, this blessed moment that you have, to be able to go and sit in the Sangat with the strength of your body, with the strength of your vocals, the strength of your tongue. Why don't you sing God's praises with the strength of the eyes? Why do you look upon somebody else's wife or somebody else's husband? Why don't you look upon the Guru's blessings? Why don't you look upon the Guru Akal Purkh that is residing all around you? And with these hands, why do you steal? Why do you do thuggi? Why do you cheat? Instead, why don't you do seva of the saints? Why don't you do seva of the world? And with these feet, if you're going to walk towards the house of prostitutes, walk towards the pubs of alcohol, walk towards the places where slander, nindya and chugli is going to happen, no, with these feet, with the strength that you have, why don't you go and walk towards the Guru's place? Why don't you walk after and follow those sant ki gail na chhodiye? Why don't you walk the path in the footsteps, the same path of those saints? Hun vattay har naam na bijya, but they do not enshrine Naam inside of their heart and plant the seed. Agge pukha kya khai. When the seed is planted, it will grow into a tree and many great fruits will grow on that tree. But pyare, if you do not plant this seed now, then you will not be able to grow this plant. No roots will be there. No tree will take place. No flowers will be there. And with no blossoming, there comes no fruit. And with no fruit, you will starve. Agge pukha kya khai. You need to plant the seed of Naam now, because when you go into the next world, even in this world, and when you go to Dargah, you will feel hunger for this Naam. You will be desperate to eat this Naam, to receive the blessings of this Naam. But there, because you did not plant the seeds now is the season to do it. Not later, not when you're old. No, now, in the very moment. Ne blam tarmang, blam papang. Delay on all of the sins that you're going to do, but never delay on a righteous act. The righteous act of this taram, of planting Naam inside of your heart. Sarb tarm mein shreshth tarm, har ko naam jap nirmal karm. The greatest act that you can do, don't delay on this, is recite God's name by becoming completely immaculate. By reciting God's name again and again. Walk this path of righteousness, and by becoming the form of truth, God's name will be resonating in each and every breath of yours, each and every cell of yours, each hair follicle of yours. Pyareo, but now is the time to do it. You will regret it after. When you're starving, you will not be able to eat anything. Manmukha no fir janam hai, nanak har paye. And those manmukhs, those people that follow their own mind, they do not connect to the Guru and can become Gurmukh. Those manmukhs, they go into the cycle of birth and death. They die in this world. They suffer the greatest pain, which is of birth and death. All other pains are just within this. Manamukha no fir janam hai, Nanak har paye. They have to come into this world. They have to go through all of these pains of growing up and then dying again and going back into reincarnations and then coming back into this world again. They have to go again and again and again, be born again. This is what the way of God is. This is the hukam of God. Nanak har paye. This is what the will of God is. Guru no Rab no ehi paundaya. This is the hukam, the maryada that God has created for their creation. So pyaro, we have to connect to Naam. The root, sum up answer is connect to Naam. If you don't, you will waste this life and you will regret it. But if you plant Naam now, you will receive the fruits and you will be blessed, pyareo. In the city of Kartarpur, Gursikhs would come and sit in the Sangat of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha. They would feel blessed by sitting in the feet of Sache Pacha, the form of a Kalpurk, and they would listen to these beautiful words, the Gurbani of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. In that same city of Kartarpur, there was another saint or self-proclaimed saint who would go out, and many people would believe that that person in this city is also a great devotee, a great powerful being of God. Many followers he had, many chille he had, many disciples, and they would all go and they would praise him. He appeared to be wearing great robes on the outside. He appeared great, powerful, and full of magic. But when Gursikhs of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they went and they did talashi, they searched his home, they searched his way of life, and when they stayed close to him, they found out that this person has no true essence on the inside. He is just pretending to be it on the outside. So when they came back to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they asked, "Hey Sache Pacha, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, we searched this person's home, this person's life. We searched this person's past and future, and whatever he does in his daily act, we found out that he is just a hypocrite. He is pretending to be great on the outside, but inside of him, it is absolutely nothing. But Sache Pacha, why do people connect to such a person?" Pero in today's day, Pero, do not think I'm directing this towards anybody. No. Pero, I direct this towards myself, and I direct this to those that my Guru directs it to. Pero, in this world you will see today, many people will be, this is just the way Kaljug is. People will attach to the physical, people attach to just the glittery aspect of things. Just because somebody is wearing religious robes on the outside, just because somebody is speaking religious words, and somebody has a great palace, and they wear great aspects or great jewelry, and they have maybe 10-15 followers. Maybe they take pictures, and with these pictures they have halo effects. And with these pictures, people praise these pictures and they post them everywhere. And they are known to be great in the world. Wherever they go, hundreds of people gather. And they go just to see the person. But pyareo, many flocks of birds will go to travel to and see these types of people. But what do they receive out of it? The reality is, the people that are going to the flocks of birds that are going and and are being attracted by this great being, this great tree, what do they really receive? They're not actually going for the true essence of Brahm Gyan. They're not going for the true essence of becoming one with God, to receive Naam. No, they're just maybe going for the sounds. Maybe they're going for the beauty. Maybe they're going because maybe they're popular on Instagram or something. Pyareo, remember, I'm not directing this towards anybody. I'm saying look inside of your life and see for yourself. Look with Babek. That what is my Guru trying to teach me here today? Maybe this is outside of the Sikh Panth. Maybe this is inside of the Sikh Panth as well. Maybe somebody is actually just going and there is a business trend for them. They're just selling a product. Maybe somebody is selling their name. Pyareo, many of these things that we see today, but when Guru Nanak Dev Ji is explaining this to this Gursikhs who are asking these questions, that Sache Pacha, why does this happen? Explain this to us. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha recites these words. They say, Simmal rukh saraira at dirag at much. Simmal is a type of tree, pyareo, the simmal tree. It is a great tall tree, which is reddish in color. It has great flowers on it. Inside of these small little buds, there is like white pus, white milky pus, which is really of no use. It is absolutely flavorless. And these flowers, they're reddish in color. From far away, when the birds fly towards them, they see, wow, that tall tree, out of this entire forest, that tree looks the greatest. It is the tallest. It is the brightest color. Let's go towards it. So these flocks of birds, they go and they all travel towards that tree. When they go to the tree, then they realize that this tree just looked great from far away. We came here for shelter. We can't even find shelter here. We can't even find fruit here. And when we peck our beaks into the flowers, our beaks get stuck because these flowers are so absurd and they are absolutely tasteless. The simmal tree is like this. Simmal rukh, the tree of simmal, is saraira, very, very tall. Saraira means very, very tall. At dirag, at much. Saraira means very, very straight. Siddha, dirag means very, very tall and big. And at much means very, very thick. It looks very thick. It is full of itself. At dirag, it seems like the entire world is looking up towards it and it is setting the trend. Saraira, meaning it is very straight. Maybe they're sitting with their eyes closed, with their back straight. And the person will say, wow, this person looks like a great saint, a great sadhu. They sit with their back straight. And the world will say, this person with the back straight, this person that is so straightforward and saying these things to us, this person is the most religious. But pyareo, the truth is, when the birds, referring to those birds, when they come and travel to this tree, they have great hopes to find fruits, livelihood, plants. But the truth is, they don't find any of this. All of their hopes that they came with, their hopes are destroyed. Their hopes are just left in vain. So they leave. They don't receive anything out of that. They leave with sadness. They leave with regret. They say, what was the purpose of me coming to this? Pyareo, this is when we want to go and search for sadhus. We want to search for Gursikhs. We want to search for guidance. If you have the true jagyasa inside of your heart, if you have the true desire inside of your heart that you cannot live without God, that you want to receive Brahmgyan, you want to experience Naam, you want to get rid of your pain, you want to detach from the world, you don't care about the world, the only thing that you desire for is the Guru's love, experiencing Akal Purkh. If you go out and just connect to those things that the entire world is looking towards, the world will connect to celebrities. The world will connect to those people that maybe have great movies and many followers and great accounts. And maybe they wear great clothes. Maybe they set fashion trends. Pero these things, they come and they go. Trends come and go. But if the world is attaching themselves, the world is not going there for this intention. Reality is the world. Jinko lagi pyas amrit se hi khaye. Pero very rare, virle ke hi ke, are those people that with each and every breath, they're trying and they have this desire and they sing God's praises. Very rare in this world you find them. Pyareo, sadhus even say, what Vidwans and Gursikhs have said is that in a crowd of 10,000 people, you'll find one jigyasu. Jigyasu means somebody who doesn't care for the rest and is just having this desire to find Paramatma. In a crowd of 10,000 jigyasus, pyareo, in a crowd of 10,000 jigyasus, you'll find one sadhu. Pyareo, sadhu is somebody jine sadhana kiti hai. Somebody is not just desiring it, but that has done that work, has cleansed their mind and is working and experiencing that God. Pyareo, out of a crowd of 10,000 sadhus, you will find one Puran Sant. Sant means somebody that is fully imbued with Simran, Nimrata, and is completely detached from this world. Puran Sai Sant, somebody who jina saas gras na visre har nama mant. That person who day and night, with each and every breath, they're experiencing and they become the form of God. Very rare, what I'm trying to say, verle ke is very difficult to find such beings. The world will always be attracted to the halo effect, the glittery effect, that the person must have followers. The entire world is believing this person, therefore, that means that person must be saying the truth. But the reality is, they're just like the symbol rukh. When somebody that is full of this great desire, they go and travel to this sadhu, who is just pretending to be great. They will leave with their hopes broken because they'll see that this person is just pretending. They'll see in this life that this person is great from the outside, but on the inside, this person really has no essence. So they go searching for the great sadhu, and they say this Pukar koi aan milave, mera pritam pyara hun tis pe aap vachai. Pyareo, we ask for their darshan, in whom connect us to the Guru, remove themselves from the equation, not make themselves in that place of God. Pyareo, here, the question is asked, then, if those birds are going and they're sitting on this tree, then why are they leaving? Look at their fruits. They're all fikke, they're completely tasteless. Their flowers even are very, very oddly shaped, and they are very, very tasteless as well. Even the leaves are completely useless. You can't use them for making nests. You can't use them for anything. But look at the bear. Look at the tree that has the fruit bear on it. The bear tree is not as tall as the simil tree. It is very, very short. It's shorter. It blends in amongst the rest of the trees. Because it is very low, it's not as tall and is not as thick and is not as vibrant in colors. But the world does not want that because it looks tasteless, but the reality is it looks full of gribi waste. It looks full of this nimrata and this poor aspect. It looks like it has no power, but the truth is it bears the great fruit of the bear. Mittat Nimi Nanaka Guna Changyaya Tat, just like the symbol rukh is very high, it is useless. But the very low bear tree, that is what those Gursikhs are like. The true saints, they are full of this mitas. They're full of the great sweetness. They're full of this nimrata falling at the feet. Mittat Nimi Nanaka Guna Changyaya Tat, and they hold all of these virtues. Sat Nog Daya Taram Adak, and all the rest of these great virtues of truth, contentment, and they are experiencing the tat, the blessings, the experience of Paramatma, that they are the form of Paramatma. Pyareo, the truth is, maan honde hoye ne mana, taan honde hoye ne tana. This is how they are. They have all these powers, they have all these virtues, but they don't show them off. They have all these blessings and nimrata, but they don't need to showboat about them. They don't need to go and show other people down to make themselves look great. No. They live just in their own bliss. And the reality is only the people that are attracted to these great saints are the people that have the true jigyasapan. The true jigyasapan that are chasing. That is why even with Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the world at the time of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the world wasn't connecting and say, oh, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is here, and the entire city would go and travel to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. No. During that time, Guru Nanak Dev Ji would travel, and many people would throw rocks. They would say, this person's a ghostly, monstrous, possessed person. This person is such a poor person who's just come here to beg. Why would we go and connect to that person? But no, the people that truly have the desire, and they were able to see Guru Nanak Dev Ji for who they were, like Bibi Nanak Ji and Bhai Mardana Ji and Baba Buddha Ji. They received the true essence and they became Brahmgyani themselves. They became the forms of Guru Nanak. Even today, Pyareo, there are many great saints which will never show who they are. Maybe they are going out and they're doing certain tasks, but they will pretend they will just maybe wear even regular clothes. This is what we need to look for. We need to look for the true essence, the fruit of it, not just the outside look. Sabko neve aapko parko neve na koi. Everybody in this world, they are willing to bow down to themselves. Nobody wants to bow down to somebody else. If somebody goes according, even though maybe that great person that has the great effects and many hundred people, thousands of people are following them, people are only going there to receive what they want. Sabko neve aapko. They're only wanting what they desire. So if they receive what they desire, then they love it. But if it goes against what they want, then the public won't like that either. So even these people that are like symbol trees, they will not want to bow down to anybody else. They will only want to bow down to themselves. Who wants to bow down to the Guru? Who wants to actually sacrifice their head, Pyaro? Somebody that is actually willing to sacrifice even themselves. That is what true love is. Sabko neve aapko. Everybody loves to bow down to themselves. Nobody wants to bow down to somebody else. Parko neve na koi. Somebody will say, I'd rather die, but I'll never touch the feet of my neighbor. Somebody will say, I'll die, but I'll never able to let go of my family name in front of this other person, this other village. Many village fights take place. Many businesses take place. These great arguments between countries and great wars take place because they're not able to go into this mittatnimi nanaka gunachangiya tat. They're not able to experience and take on, attain these certain virtues. But the reality is, look, the people that actually do bow down, when you take some weights and you put it on the balance scale, and there's weight, look at the thing that is actually worth more, the thing that actually goes down. When something is put on a balance scale, the side that gets heavier, that side is known to be more valuable. In the same way, Gaura, meaning it is bigger, it has more weight to it, it is more powerful. The things that actually bow down, in God's eyes, pero they are more powerful. Because Sache Pacha says, Nitya andar neech ja, Niti hu at neech. Pero Nimarta is the way. Pero just like water travels all the way down, Gursikh wants to become like water. Bani challe nivarnu. Pero the water travels all the way down. Even though water is below the earth, right? Everyone is saying that earth has a lot of humility in it, by Gurdas Ji says. Earth and the soil is very low, but look, tarti para het hai, tarti het vasanda pani. That even below the soil there is water. The Gursikhs want to become like that. Even the water is useful when it's hot. The water is useful when it's cold. The water is always traveling down. The water will take the shape of whatever vessel it's put inside of, whatever cup or plate or whatever glass it's put inside of it. It takes that shape and always goes to the bottom of wherever it is, Pyaryo. Just like that, Gursikh is full of mittat nimi nanaka gun changiya tat. And because they always go to the bottom, they're worth more. They're more valuable. If you go down and fall at the Guru's feet, the Guru will the Guru will take you from the bottom and make you the king of this world, and make you the master of this world, and merge you within themselves. Aparadi dunanave jo hanta mirgahe. But you have to fall down and do nimrata in the true way, not in a hypocritical way. Not just pretending to do it, because the aparadi, the person that is a culprit, the person that is not doing it with the right intention, the person that has filth inside of their mind, aparadi dhuna neve, they're bowing down, but they're bowing down in duality. They might be bowing down to a saint or to the Guru, but they're only doing it because they want to attack the Guru or misuse the Guru or do something in the other way. How? The example is given, Jo hanta mirgahe, just like the hunter. Mirgahe means the deer. Just like the hunter is hunting the deer, the hunter goes and points his arrow, points the gun, points the slingshot, but it has to go down in order to aim. It hides behind the bush. When the hunter hides down and bows its head behind the bush, it is not bowing down to the deer because it respects the deer and it wants to give its life and its head to the deer. No, it's doing it so it can take the life. It's planning its way just so it can hide and pretend that it's low. But in reality, it's there to just take the neck or kill the deer. Apradi dunanave johanta mirgahe pyareo. The reality is, sometimes even these pakhandis, these hypocritical people, they bow down to Guru, they bow down to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, they may be bowing down to God, they may be pretending to bow down to their murti, but the reality is they're just bowing down, so it's for their own benefit. They're bowing down to cut the heads, even though they may be bowing down to the Guru, but they know the people are watching, so they're showing that nivrata, they're pretending to have humility. That pretending humility is, imagine I'm standing here and I say, I have so much nimarta, I know nothing. But my expectation is the person listening to me, they'll say, wow, the person is saying he knows nothing. Yeah, he knows so much. Wow, that person is so humble. I know that the person is going to be thinking that therefore in that situation I would just be aparadi dunanabe. It's different if I truly am from my bottom of my heart, I mean it. But if I'm just saying it from the wrong intention, it's not what I say, it is what intention I'm saying it with. If I say it with the wrong intention, but even that is just there to blow my ego because I expect them to say, wow, you are so humble, you are like this. There's so many people in the world that do this on a daily basis, pyareo. Even Sant Singh Ji Maskeen, they say in one of their kathas, they say that, look, I can stand here and say, I'm a das, I'm a slave. But what if one of you stands up and they say, yeah, you are a slave and you nothing, get off the stage and I will be hurt. Pero this is how we expect something because we know it's going to go that way. We are bowing down to the world, bowing down to a guru, but with the wrong intention, just there, just like hunter is trying to take the life of that deer. So what is the purpose of bowing down? If your heart is full of mal, your mind is full of filth, you're just living in the state of duality. What is the purpose of you bowing down to God or the bowing down to this statue or bowing down to your scripture or bowing down to another Gursikh if you're just there to maybe pretend and take over that other Gursikh spot? But this is not the way. What we need to do is truly inside and out. We don't want to become this state. Baro nirmal jio mele tini janm jua harya, that we lose this whole game of life. No, this is not what we want to do. We want to fully have true nimarta. In this entire slok, Sache Pacha saying, have true nimarta. Don't just pretend to be on the outside. Sache Pacha saying, if you pretend to have it on the outside and you have something else on the inside, you will lose this game of life. You will regret it in the end because you really didn't attain anything. You pretend to be spiritual. You pretend to be doing simran on the outside. You pretend to be going and doing righteous acts and doing charitable actions on the outside, and you're bowing down in the front of the world. But pyareo, the world will praise you, but the reality is you are full of filth. What is the purpose of all of that? You can be showing the world, look, I played tabla for 10 hours straight. Look, I did kirtan for 100 hours straight. Look, I read Bani for this many hours. But if you're just doing it to show the world, people praise you for being great, thick and strong and powerful, but what is the purpose of doing that? You can go and be fighting for human rights, but if you're just doing it for your own praise, you will be going out and maybe even trying to protect others and showing the world. But if you're doing it for the wrong intention, if you're doing it for wealth, if you're doing it for praise, in this next slok, pyareo, we must look at the Uttanaka. Uttanaka means background of this next slok. Let's briefly touch on it. When Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha, they traveled all the way to Kanchi. Kanchi is a city where great scholars, great Vidwans would gather. This is where they would study. It is like the university of spirituality. The entire city is like that. And when Guru Nanak Dev Ji traveled there with Bhai Mardana Ji, they sat down and they closed their eyes and they went into this ras. Just like Guru Nanak Dev Ji and Bhai Mardana Ji would always do, always living in the divine bliss of Kartar. When they traveled there, they saw a dead dog on the side of the street. Bhai Mardana Ji said that, oh Guru Nanak Dev Ji, that this a dog has died here, that this place is bad luck. Let's leave from here. It's not a good place. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, oh Mardanya, why do you have such doubts in your mind? The dog was living. It died in the Pana, the will of my God, of my Kartar. The Tarti was made. The creation is made in the will of my God. So how can it be bad? No, everything is good. Don't fall into these doubts. Because my God created everything. Everything goes in according to the will of my God. As they were sitting there, somebody by the name of Gopal Dutt, who was a great scholar, known and grown up inside of Kanchi, who studied there. He had many followers. What he would do, whenever somebody would come to Kanchi, he would have this monopoly over all of these scholars. What he would do, is whenever new faqir, new scholar, a new intellect would come, he would sit them down and do gyan charcha with them. He would sit down and have a debate with them. And whoever lost in the debate, because he would defeat them, and what he would do is he would strip them of their clothes, make them naked, and dishonor them in the entire city and make them walk out so they're never able to show their face inside of the city again. He would go, and this just with the same intention he came to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Paatshah. When he came, he traveled with a whole bunch of his people. He had his cart. He had that full cart of him. And he had all of these great granths and scriptures. And when he came to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the first question he asked is King Pustang Adhyatang. What words, what scriptures have you studied? Kede pustanga na tu adhyas kitaya? And Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he's looking at them and he hears these words, when he's asking, what have you studied? What books have you studied? And Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, I've studied nothing. I don't know anything. Pyareo bekho, maan hunde hoy ne mana, taan hunde hoy ne tana. While having power, become completely humble. And when that Gopal Dutt heard this, he said that, no, you must debate me. If you do not know how to debate, then this city is not for you. You must leave the city, because the city is for intellects. Kanchi is for great scholars. If you do not know anything, then you cannot stay in the city. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that, no, I'm not here to debate, but if you really truly want to debate, I will give you someone that you can debate with. I will give you a Pandit. And when they say, which Pandit will you give us? Guru Nanak Dev Ji points at the dead dog and says, that Pandit. And he tells Bhai Mardana Ji, why don't you take Pani, why don't you take my Jal, take my Amrit, and why don't you go and why don't you splash it on that dog? Wake up the dog, because the dog is not really dead. The dog was just sleeping. The dog is being woken up by Mardana Ji. And at this time, these Pandits, Gopal Dutt is full of anger. He's saying, how dare you insult me? How dare you call a dog a Pandit? A Pandit, a Brahman, is a great caste, is the one of the top castes. And he's gloating about all of these great statuses that he has, that we've studied, we do this. How dare you call a dog like this? How dare you insult me? How dare you do this? You must debate me, you must be doing this. He's getting full of anger. And when the dog wakes up, then everyone goes silent. All of his followers, they start feeling this pepi, they start feeling the sense of fear. They start realizing that this fakir, that this person that's just walking on the streets, Guru Nanak, this person was not just a fakir, this person is a Rabbi of thought. He seems like he has the powers of God inside of himself. The dog was brought towards Guru Nanak Dev Ji. The dog came, bowed down in front of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Paatshah. And when Gopal Dutt was still saying that, how dare you call him this and this, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that he is from your own kul. You will debate somebody that is one of you. And he becomes full of more anger. How dare you say that this person is like us? And in this way, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Pyaro, this is why when a Pandit is compared to a dog, this is why Nahang Singhs today, they call dogs Pandits. They say that the Pandit is barking outside. Because this is because of this story. But even this Guru Ka Bagh, Gurdwara is still today there in Kanchi. When the dog was sitting there, Guru Nanak Dev Ji said that you must debate this dog. The dog will debate you, but when you ask this dog, the dog will give you these answers itself. So the dog at that time, Pyareo history writes this, dog says that, oh my son, oh my child, what are you doing? And everyone gets full of fear that the dog spoke. And as they're having this conversation, Pandit Gopal Dutt is now talking to the dog and says, oh, dog, who are you? And why did this fakir compare us, great learned scholars, to you? And how did this come to be? Who are you? And why are you related to us? And then, when this dog spoke, he says, oh, Gopal Dutt, oh, my grandson, I am nobody other than your grandfather. And how did I come into this state? I was doing the same thing that you used to do. What did I used to do? I used to travel with my small group of scholars, carrying my carts of books, and whatever fakirs, whatever sadhus, intellects would come into the city, I would challenge them and I would defeat them. I would strip their clothes off, dishonor them, and send them out of the city, saying that you are not welcome here. I would be full of myself, pretending, and many people would follow me. I would be full of this ego. But on the inside, I had not earned anything. And at this one time, there was a great saint, a great sadhu who was truly a devotee who came into the city of Kanchi. When I went and I barked in his face like a dog barks in somebody's face, the dog barks, I was barking. And when that sadhu said that, no, I'm not here to debate you. Let me stay and let me focus on my God. Let me stay in the divine love of my God. I kept on bothering him again and again and again. And that sadhu was full of anger. And he said that you broke my concentration. You are not letting me connect to God. Therefore, I curse you. And when I was cursed, Pyareo, that dog is saying, Bishandat, who is that dog, is saying that I took the form. And I heard from the words of the mouth of that sadhu saying that the job of barking is not the job of a man, especially an intellect. It is the job of a dog. That dog is saying when he died, then he was reincarnated into the form of a dog, and his job was to go and wander around the same streets which he used to walk around with so much pride, and now he's been made humbled. He's been running around like a dog and he's barking in people's faces, but now I see the form of the true Guru, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the form of God in this world, coming, sitting in front of you. And now I bow down in front of Guru Nanak Dev Ji and I ask for these blessings. Oh, bless me and liberate me. Forgive me and bless me with this Naam, so I may truly be able to experience the things that I've been trying to debate and talk about. And here, when Gopal Dutt hears this, the dog bows down. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Bol Sat Kartar. Pyareo, the dog dies at that time, and the Roo, just like our history writes, the Roo, you can visit this Gurdwara today and the same history is going to be written there. The dog soul comes out, and there was standing in the form, just Guru Nanak Dev Ji is trying to show Satguru Mera Marji Wala. Satguru has the ability to create this world and destroy everything. What is bringing one dog and one person to life and killing them again? That is absolutely nothing. Satguru Mera Marji Wala. When Bishandat is standing in front, then Bishandat is liberated. Guru Sahib blesses him, and Gopal Dutt, the grandson of Bishandat, falls at the feet of Guru Nanak Dev Ji and says, Oh my Guru, what have I been doing my entire life? I've been living a false life. I've not been truly connecting to the things that I've been saying. So, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, please teach me what I should be doing. Because what I do right now is I read these scriptures and I go debate people. And then what I do is I take statues and then I go and I worship them. Is this how I meet God? Or should I be doing something else? And to answer this question of Pandit Gopal Dutt, Guru Nanak Dev Ji recites Mahalla Pehla, Pada Pustak Sandhya Badang, Sel Pujas Bagla Samadang. Here, Sachi Pacha is saying that Pada Pustak, you could be reading all of these books and scriptures, Sandhya meaning early in the morning. So in the dawn time, or sometimes we say Dapar da Vela or Sham da Vela. So in this time of change, Sandhya Vela, Badang, you go out and you debate people. So you could be doing Pad Pustak, Sandhya, Badang, you could be doing the tasks of Sandhya. You could be doing the job of Badang, of debating people. Sila Pujas, Bagala Samadang. Sila meaning Patthar, a rock. Pujas, you could be worshipping a rock, a statue. Bagala Samadang, or you could be standing like a flamingo. What does a flamingo do? A flamingo stands at the edge of the river, stands on one leg and looks into the river. It closes its eyes, but it doesn't actually experience God. It's not actually in samadhi. Pyareo, Sela Pujas Bagala Samadang. We read these same lines, the same example given in Tva Prasad de Savaye. Pyareo, the flamingo stands, closes its eyes, but his attention is actually on the prey of the fish. The fish thinks, oh, this flamingo is so quiet, such a sadhu. So the fish goes close and the flamingo goes and attacks. So really in the mind of the flamingo is something else. It's its own desires, but it's pretending to connect to God. So you could be closing your eyes. You could be doing all of these things, reading books. You could be worshipping rocks and closing your eyes and pretending to go into samadhi, the state of bliss, like a flamingo with your straight back. But mukchut bipu kansarang, you could also be doing this, the debates that you do. Look at this. This happens all the time today. University, logic, professors, this, debate, prove this logic to logic with me. Pyareo, you can make any logic exist with whatever logic. You're just cutting logic with logic. People live on this whole platform of logic today. If it doesn't make sense to them, then it can't exist. If Bhai Taru Singh Ji's khopadi could not come, how could he have lived for 22 days? How? If the Chote Sahibzade are at such an age, how could this have happened? Baba Deep Singh said, if it came off, how could it happen? Pyareo, because your logic is there, we could give you logic. Somebody else could give you logic and make it make sense to you. But the reality is, don't live according to your own buddhi. Don't live according to logic. Mukpu chut. Bukhan sarang means somebody could be speaking chut. Muk meaning mouth. Muk chut, speaking falsehood, saying complete lies, made up things. Mukchut bipukhan sarang. Bipukhan meaning shingar, making it look like jewelry, decorating it, sarang and making it look great. So your lies could be completely made up, but you can say all of these great things and logics with it, decorate it and make it look truthful. Let me give you an example, Pyareo. There were two people. One person said that I'm going to go into the king's court and I'm going to say a lie. And the other person said, I will make your lie become truth. I will prove your lie to be a truth in the same court. And the people that were saying that it's a lie, those people will say that it is truth. To explain how you can speak lies and just make it seem truthful. So they go into that court of the king. And the first person says, "Oh, great king, I've seen such a wondrous, miraculous act happen today." The king says, "What had happened?" The first person says that I saw a hunter shoot a slingshot. And when this rock of the slingshot went and hit a pigeon, when it hit the pigeon died. And the pigeon, when it fell on the ground, the pigeon turned into a kebab. Everybody in the court said, "What a lie. How can a pigeon fall down and just turn into a kebab? Something to eat." And when the other person said, "No, O king, it is true. I saw it myself as well." Now he's taking the lie and making it seem real, putting logic to it. He says, when the person shot the slingshot, the rock went and killed the pigeon. When the rock and the pigeon both fell, the rock fell first and hit another rock. When it hit another rock hitting a rock, it created a spark. And because the spark was ignited, because there was some grass, dry grass underneath, the grass lit on fire. So when this fire was there, the pigeon fell straight down and it got burnt and it got cooked inside of that fire and it turned into a kebab that way. And everybody, all the ministers in that court, they said, "Yep, that's true, it can happen." That, with that logic, it's true. This act can happen. So Pyareo, something that is completely a lie, you can make it completely true. So don't go after these lies instead. No, fall at the feet and just meditate on God. Whatever the Guru says, it is true. When we start working with logic and proofs and this and that, it can help us follow the path of the Guru only if it is growing sharda, if it is growing love. If it is not growing love, Pyareo, then what is the point? You can become egotistical and you can show the world with all the logic that you want, but you are still full of filth. Only true love for your Guru, true prem, sharda, devotional love for your Guru will truly get this out of your system. That's why Sache Pacha is saying, "Koh Nanak nisjo tyave when Satgur vaat na pave." That is the whole root essence of what Sache Pacha is trying to teach you here today. Mukchut bipu khanasarang trepal tehal bicharang. You could be trepal, Pyareo, which means the mantra that is written in 3 lines. There is a Gayatri mantra which is coming out of the Rig Ved. It is written with 8 syllables in 3 lines, with 8 words in 3 lines. Trepal, tehal, meaning through 3 times. You are meditating on this Gayatri mantra from beginning, now, and in the future. Past, present, future, 3 tenses. Bicharing, you're contemplating it. You could be contemplating this one mantra of yours again and again, day and night, past, present, future. Galamala, tilak lilatang inside of your gala. You could, on your neck, you could be having a gala. You could be dressing up spiritually. Tilak lilatang, you could be taking either all 12 forms of these sacred tilaks and putting them on your matha. Tilak lilatang, you could be taking these tilaks, these signs of significance, saying that you are a spiritual person, that you have your 10th door, you are enlightened. You could be putting it on top of your matha. Doitoti, bastar kapatang, you could be taking the 2 loincloths. What they used to do, one used to be worn around their waist and tied as a toti, and the other one you would be worn around their body. You could be wearing these 2 loincloths and take on the kale mende kapde kala menda ves. Pyareo, but you must realize that all of this, these spiritual acts on the outside, they don't actually mean anything. Doitoti bastar kapatang, bastar meaning cloth, kapatang meaning on the head. What yogis and what sadhus and pandits used to do, they used to sit down and early in the morning, they used to take a wet cloth and put it on top of their head, and they used to meditate in that way by wearing these 2 clothes and 1 kapda on their head, which we could consider the star today. Doitoti bastar kapatang, je janas brahmang karmang. But if you truly know the way of Brahm Karmang, if you truly are able to understand and know God, Brahm meaning Paramatma, the formless God that is within the world and outside the world, that is shining through each and every being, if you truly are able to know that, Je Janas Brahmang Karmang, if you're able to know the acts and the play and the hukam of Akal Purkh, Sab Fokat Nisjo Karmang, all other acts that are done, know them to be completely focused, completely wasteless. All of these other acts that we said, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying this to Pandit Gopal Datta Pyare, look at us, we could be doing many acts, but if we are truly able to understand what Paramatma is saying, we won't do these in the wrong way. We won't just do them in karma kand, this ritual acts. No, we need to understand the value of it. But Pyare, just doing the act, this is not condemning that. It is not condemning the act itself. It's condemning the act with doing it without true devotional love. But pustak sandhya badang and pretending to be something else. Sab fokat nisjo karam, truly know this, that all of these acts are completely in vain. They're useless. Kahu Nanak necho tyave, with true sharda. Necho means have true determination. Nischay karke. Complete, utter faith and devotion, Sharda. Meditate on the Paramatma through every act that you do. Haath paun kar kaam sab cheet naranjan naal. Each and every act with true and utter love. Meditate on my Paramatma. When Sadgur, Vard na pave, because without the true Guru, you cannot find the true path. Vard means path. We struggle to find the way to Paramatma. We find, what is the way? You will not know the way without the true Guru. You will be lost on this journey. Paudi, Kappad Roop Sohavna, Shad Dunya Andar Javna. And here Guru Nanak Dev Ji explains to you the reality, summing up all of this, summarizing and saying that don't attach yourself to this false outside things that you do. Truly connect to the truth inside. Kappad Roop Sohavna, Shad Dunya Andar Javna. Outside you may be wearing great loincloths and maybe dressing like a king, wearing your makeups, and you could be wearing your lipsticks, you could be wearing great turbans and kalgis on it, you could be wearing great bracelets, you could be wearing your tuxedos, you could be wearing whatever it may be, driving in your cars. Kappad Roop Sohavna, whatever you dress yourself up as in this world, whatever costumes you wear, whatever you show the world to be, you can make yourself look great in this world, but when it comes time to leave this world, Shad Dunya Andar Javana. You have to leave it all in this world. It is not going with you. You can be putting up as many creams and taking care of your body, but the reality is, this body will not go with you either. Whatever you attain in this world, it will stay in this world. Pyareo, the truth is, whatever you try to create as this is what I am, whatever you take on and you make this your source of validation in the world, that I have achieved something because I am beautiful. I have achieved something because I have a great house. I have achieved something because now my family respects me. I have achieved something that now my business is working, I've created great wealth, I've achieved something, that I've won the Nobel Peace Prize. But pyareo, shad duniya andar javana, all of these things, all these kapde that you dress yourself with, they'll all stay in this world. When it comes time to go, nothing will go with you, only one thing will go with you, that is the Naam that you connect inside of your heart, the praise that you give to the Guru. Pyareo, Manda changa apna, ape hi kita pavana. Whether you do mande kam, bad, or you do change kam, you do great actions, good or bad deeds that you do, ape hi kita pavana, you will receive the fruits for them. Pyareo, you do good things in this world, you connect to Naam, you will receive that fruit. You connect to bad things, you will receive the negative consequences behind that as well. Ape hi kita pavana, whatever you do, you will receive the fruits of that. Hukam kiye man pavade, rai pide agge javana. In this world, you could be doing hukam to the people. You could be saying, look, you do this. You could be ordering, I'm the CEO, you do this. You're the central body, you're the father or the mother of the house. You do this, you do this. Pyareo, hukam chalai chalo. You can be commanding people. Hukam kiye man pavde, and many people listen to you and they say, wow, this person is so amazing. The great words that they say, we are going to listen to them. People follow you and it entices their heart. People even believe what you say. Pyareo, mukchut bapuk khansara, you could be giving logic and tricking people into following you. Hukam kiye man pavde, rahe pide agge javana. You may be saying whatever and acting like a king in this world and having great open ways, getting your way in this world. But if you get your way in this world, the truth is, when you have to walk towards that next path, rahe peed hai agge javana, gali at peedi. Pyareo vekho, this path, this journey is very, very thin. That path goes very slim. It's like walking through a road that you can barely put your foot on. Rahi peed hai, bada peed is very narrow. Agge javana, you're going to have to walk that narrow path. And in this narrow path, if you're fully bloated with your ego, it's going to be very difficult for you to walk. You're going to have to walk this kanyo tikhi valo niki et marg jana. It's very difficult. It's like the edge of a sword. It is thinner than a strand of hair. Nanga dojag chalya, tad disse khara daravana. You may be great and dressed in great clothes here, but don't attach yourself to this clothes and the makeup and the great shingar and the riches and the jewelry that you put on here, because in the next role, tu nanga honga based on your actions. Nanga dojak chale, dojak meaning to the dwar of nark. You're going to hell. Nanga dojak chalya, you stand in front of nark, in front of hell, completely naked. All of the ogres, all of the hypocrisies. Here, you dress like a symbol of Ruksaraira. You pretend to be great on the outside here, but here, there is no outside. And the inside, what you truly were, the actions, every thought that you had, what you were doing behind closed doors, what thoughts you had while you were saying sweet words on your tongue, all of those will matter. That it becomes your true form, pyareo. You become completely naked. You can hide hundreds of things to people in this world. You can sit in the Guru's darbar as well. You could be thinking, oh, that person is like this, I don't like this person. That person that just walked in with a purple suit, I don't like that panji. And you could be doing nindya, chugli and slander in your mind all the time. Would it be possible that you can write down every single one of your thoughts that you have throughout the entire day and publish it all the time? No, pyareo. You will say, no, that's embarrassing because I thought that thought. I don't want to show the world. And if you're somebody that walks the path of spirituality, then it is very difficult to think that I thought this thought. The world will know this, and they won't think of me as a great person anymore. They will think of me as a slanderer. They will think of me as such a liar and a cheater. Nanga dojak chalya, but there you will become completely naked. And you will walk the path of nark if you walk the path of falsehood. There you will see your true form and you will be hideous. You'll be scared, you'll be afraid of your hideous form. Here, pyare, you can put on great acts and pretend the world that you're beautiful. But in there, the truth of yours will come completely naked. You will see your true hideous form and you will be scared of it yourself. First, you're here, you're pleasing and you're happy. There you will be afraid. You will go into the state of fear, seeing yourself, and there you will actually regret doing all of these things that you did in this world and the things that you didn't do. Kar augan, pachotavana. You will regret by doing all of these demerits, doing all of these sins, doing the bad deeds. You will regret it then. So pyareo, realize before you regret it. instead of regretting it once it's too late. Pyaro, don't waste this life. Jinee Aisa har naam na Chetio se kahe jagah aaye Raam Raji. Why did this come into this world? Iman is janam dulamb hai. Naam bina bartha jab sab jaye. Now is the time. You will regret it later. Hunu vatta har naam na bijio. Agay bhukha kya khai. There you'll be scared. You will be hideous. Now plant these seeds inside of your mind, inside of your heart, so you can become beautiful there. Pyare, we read at the end of Japji Sahib, those that do meditate on God, Jinee Naam te aaya, gaye masakat kaal nanak te mukh ujle. They are not the Sekhara Dravada. No, this is the opposite. They are truly liberated. Their faces glow. They are wearing robes of honor. They are praised and they merge into the form of God. They become God. Their faces are glowing. They go walk in with an entourage of people. In this world, you could have hundreds of people following you and voting for you. There you will have nobody by your side, प्यारे. जे जुग चारे आरजा होर दे सुनी होए नमा खंडा वे जानिए ना चला सब कोई चंगा नाव रखा है क्या जस कीरत जगले जे तिस नदर ना आवई त वात ना पुछे के प्यारे. Nobody will ask you. Even you could have all of these things, पर जे नाम नहीं, if you don't have the blessings of the Guru, it is absolutely nothing. प्यारे कहो नानक निश्चय होते आवे when Satguru Vart na pave. Pyaro, meditate on Guru with true and Sharda, true love now, before it's too late. Understand the love and the path that the Guru is trying to teach you, or else we will regret it. Pyaro, I'm teaching myself this as well. In each and every breath, every moment of our life, let's ask ourselves, the thing that we're doing now, will we regret it later? For 1 second, 1 moment of pleasure, whether it's through lust, anger, greed, attachment, pride, is that 1 second of it worth it? Pyaro, no, it's not. Sache Pacha teaches us, look deep inside your life, and Pyaro, you will know the reality. Search deep within yourself. Aapa sare apne karm, man, bach, karm. Our mind, our words, and our actions, maybe make them also follow the path of the Guru, so they can become pure just like the Guru is. Pyaro, inniyan bentiyan parwan karniyan sari sangat gaj vaj ke fateh bulao. Vaheguru ji ka khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki fateh.